In a quiet town in Vermont, a mother, devastated by the loss of custody of her daughter, embarked on a path of violence and despair. This seemingly ordinary case took a turn that would shock the entire community. Today, we uncover the story of Jody Herring and why it ended in such tragedy. On the afternoon of August 7, 2015, Lara Sobel, a Vermont Department for Children and Families social worker, was ending her workday, unaware that gunfire would claim her life. Jody Herring, armed with a .270 caliber rifle, approached Sobel and shot her twice at close range, ending her life. This marked the beginning of one of the most tragic and violent incidents in Vermont's history. Jody Herring, a 40-year-old mother, was consumed by anger after losing custody of her daughter. She believed that the system had wronged her, particularly the Department for Children and Families. This bitterness led her down the path of revenge. After her arrest, Jody showed no remorse. She laughed and made small talk about the incident, behaving as if it was no big deal. Her calm demeanor was chilling, reflecting a mind far removed from the gravity of her crime. But the tragedy didn't stop with Lara Sobel. The next day, police discovered the bodies of Jody's two cousins and her aunt at a farmhouse 6 miles away. What began as a single murder had now become one of Vermont's deadliest family tragedies. Jody had made threats against her relatives, and these threats finally became reality. Her family had become the unfortunate targets of her escalating rage. As the investigation deepened, more details came to light. Jody Herring had 11 prior misdemeanor convictions, including drunk driving and domestic assault, but nothing in her past hinted at the extent of violence she would unleash. Authorities uncovered further evidence in her home, including spent rifle casings and ammunition. Vermont's small, tight-knit community was rocked by the extent of the violence, and the Department for Children and Families was left deeply shaken. Jody Herring was charged with first-degree murder and could face life in prison. This case was not just a violent outburst, but a sobering reminder of how personal anguish and societal frustrations can spiral into devastating consequences. Lara Sobel was a fierce advocate for children during her 14 years of service. Her death left a lasting impact on her colleagues, who remembered her as a pit bull for children's rights. The tragedy of her loss will not be forgotten. When family issues and personal grievances go unresolved, they can turn into violent outbursts. In this case, we saw how the combined pressures of family, societal systems, and personal struggles led to one of Vermont's most tragic events.